What an absolute banana scene we saw at Virginia on Friday night as Virginia Cavaliers break and beat the Florida State Seminoles. What a shakeup this has brought to the ACC, folks. And let me tell you, it's just going to be absolute madness. If Florida State beats Miami this week in Tallahassee, Virginia, who has one loss, but it's to North Carolina State, but it's an out-of-conference game. It's not a conference ACC game. Virginia has a one game up on Florida State and Miami. They could lose a game still and get, to 10-2, still control their own destiny to the ACC championship game. You got Georgia Tech over here who controls their own destiny. Teams aren't matching up. Virginia doesn't play Georgia Tech. Miami doesn't play either of those teams. Florida State has just lost to Virginia but doesn't play Georgia Tech. So there's a lot of teams that aren't playing each other here. The bottom line here is we could end up with a Georgia Tech and Virginia ACC championship game, and Miami and Florida State sitting on the sidelines with one loss. What if we end up with a Virginia ACC championship at 10-2, a Georgia Tech at 10-2 with their only loss coming to, let's say, Georgia and Virginia in the ACC championship game, and then you got two one-loss teams like Miami and Florida State sitting on the sideline? How many of these teams from the ACC are going to make the playoffs? Well, it seems to me in that scenario 3. But that means a Big Ten or an SEC teams are going to be left out that could have, 10-2 records or 9-3 records with a much tougher schedule. But this is going to be real interesting. And we still got some teams sitting on the sidelines like Cal. Look, I was high on Cal a couple weeks ago. I talked about Cal and the chance that they could go win the ACC. Then they go out and lay a brutal egg. Then they come back and they go on the road. They travel all the way to Boston College and squeak out a win there, 27-24. And again, they don't have a very tough schedule. This ACC, the bottom line here, at the end of the day, this conference could really start to throw a wrench in to how many teams the Big Ten and the SEC get in. I think at the end of the day, it looks to me like the way it's going to play out is someone is going to get left out of this playoff this year. Much like Florida State got left out the last time we had the last of the 4-team format. But I really feel like someone's going to be left out here. And this could be very interesting. And it could be because of the ACC, and probably will be because of the ACC.